YouTube, what is up, Bob? I know a lot of people are being mad disrespectful. Sorry about that intro anyway. I'm a huge Wolverine fan. I know a lot of people are being mad disrespectful to this Wolverine figure. And I'm going to be doing Wolverine and Cyclops. And this is, again, Hasbro's Marvel Legends Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure wave. And man, oh man, oh man, let me tell you something. If you're gonna sleep on this Wolverine figure, by all means go ahead. But I'm gonna tell you why not to, right? And it's not just because of we've a lot of people are like, oh, we've had plenty of Wolverines, right? And we've had, a brown suit already. We've had X, Y, and Z, and the old brown suit. We had the retro wave and yellow, and then his original look when he fought the Hulk and his Uncanny X Force, and yeah, this is just another Wolverine figure. I hear you, and I understand how you can say that, but moving forward, right? Because we only could do so much backwards, right? And then with all these new stories, and with the House of X, Powers of X, the what is it, Dawn of X-Men, into the new Wolverine series, and that's what we're gonna be getting into, right? I know a lot of the videos have been going long, but you know what? This one, it might be the same. I'm not quite sure. It just depends on how fast we blow through these two, right? Now, we're not going to talk about like their the way they came into this story and get into some of the back history, because if you guys are really that interested, man, you guys should look into it. But what we are going to look at is one book, um, one specific book out of this 6 part or 12 part series, right? Because you got six from the House of X and then six from the Powers of X, right? And so, yeah, so this is gonna be House of X Part Four, and in this book, and I have the book. We're gonna be taking a look at this, right? And also, it's this cover here, right? And I pointed this one out, and also this Wolverine variant edition here, number 1, right? So, I'm trying to do a little bit more comic book talk too with you guys, because I know a lot of people are fan of the action figures, but then they don't collect the magazines or the books or the comics, I should say, right? And that's okay, because I was that way too. But a lot of these figures I knew the history of, and it was more so some of the newer 2000s, early 2000s to the middle 2000s that I wasn't too sure about. But then now that I'm getting back into the comics and reading again, now I'm catching up on a bunch of stuff, and I'm starting to understand what the hell is really going on. But in this particular um, book here, and again, this is issue 4 or part 4, and man, oh man, oh man, yeah. So in this issue, the X-Men are on a mission to destroy a mother mode. And if you guys don't understand what a mother mode is, well, pretty basic. A mother mode uh, makes master modes, which makes sentinels, right? And then yeah, man, and it's really crazy. But they also make they also have the ability. Let me think about this. So they make the mother mode makes the master mode, which makes sentinels. But then there's another way that they make Omega Sentinels, and that's with humans, right? By infecting humans with this virus, and then they become Omega Sentinels, and Omega Sentinels become Nimrods. I think I got that right. We might touch back on that again at some point, when we finish the wave and we talk about the Tri-Sentinel. Um, but anyway, so pretty much the X-Men are on a mission, right, to destroy a mother mode that's located near the sun, and it's at the Dyson Sphere, which was created by Tony Stark, right? and you have Professor X, Storm, Beast, Magic. They're collectively trying to communicate, with Jean Grey, who's on this mission, with Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Husk, Angel, Mystique, and Monet St. Troy, right? Their mission is pretty much to destroy these four brackets that are holding the mother mode in place and drop it into the sun. And then, like, right off the rip, man, the X-Men are just dropping in this issue, right? And, there's Dr. Gregor, who runs this facility, and, he pretty much sacrifices himself and he kills Angel and Husk, right, along with himself. And his wife starts losing she starts losing it. I was gonna say a bad word, but sorry. She starts losing it, right? And then she's approached by Omega Sentinel, right? And she tells her, "Hey, you know what? Don't let your husband's death be in vain." And and then she's kind of snaps out of it, and she's like, "You're right." And there's nothing like a woman scorned, right? Like, they didn't kill her husband. So what she does is she's like, "Hey, you know what? We're all gonna go down today, pretty much." And she pretty much destroys the X-Men's ships so that they're stranded there. There's no way they can get out, right? She then runs into Mystique, right? And she sucks it through an airlock, right? So she shoots Mystique off into space like nothing, right? So there's all these little battles going on, and then you have Monet St. Troy, who runs into a bunch of the henchmen there, and they kind of remind me of the AIM scientists, and if I remember correctly, they more than likely are, because AIM, Hammer, and all these other companies, they all pretty much got together and they were working with the humans and working with the Sentinels, or the robots, if for that matter, right? So yeah. So damn, I forgot my train of thought right here, right? So they destroy their ships, they strand them there, and that's where things just go bananas, right? So there's two brackets left on this ship, right? And they need to destroy two more before, like, the mother mode is actually activated. So they activate it, and then that's when we get into, like, Wolverine's story inside of this issue. And man, is it insane. So we're gonna jump right into there, and then right after that we'll talk about what ends up going on with Cyclops. So, whew, yeah. So yeah. So here's the part in the comic that I'm talking about right here, and it talks about mother mode to boot in 11 seconds, 10 seconds, and then there's a countdown sequence, right? And then you got Cyclops and on the other, on one side, and Wolverine and Nightcrawler on the other, and they're like, we can't get there, pretty much. And then uh they're pretty much saying, like, there's no other way. And then he's, they can't get to him, and whatever. And so Cyclops is like, tells him, like, hey, you know what, you guys just go and pretty much complete the mission. And this Cyclops that we got, he's pretty much back to his old self, where he's like, complete the mission. Whatever Professor X wants, it's for a reason, and I respect him. And I'm gonna do my job, and he expects everybody else to do their part. You know what I mean, collectively, so they can accomplish a mission or what have you. And man, it goes back into Wolverine and Nightcrawler talking, and pretty much Nightcrawler uh teleports them onto the outside, and right then and there, man, you can see it right there in that panel. Nightcrawler's gone, and Wolverine is burning up, and whatever's left of him, he destroys the last bracket that drops mother mode into the sun, and they all pretty much die, right? So over here is the part that's pretty, like, gut wrenching. You know what I mean? And Kurt tells Wolverine like, "Hey, you ready?" And then he's like, "Yeah. So I gotta ask you, you still think there's something waiting for us on the other side?" And he's like, "Are you worried about your soul, Logan?" And he's like, just wondering, what someone like me should expect. And then he's like, when you wake from this earthly slumber, my friend, look for me. I'll be there waiting for you. And man, they just pretty much, go off. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be waiting for you with radiant and open arms." And that's pretty much how Wolverine and Nightcrawler go out. And, Wolverine is just hacking at this thing. And even when it's going off into the sun, you can still see him taking chunks out of this thing. And that's pretty much how they die. So from that part, you know, Cyclops is like, "Man, these are the bravest dudes I know." Gene tell Professor, whatever, pretty much is about to go down. So he's like, "Hey, I'm trying." He's gonna try to escape. He gets blasted in the back, right? And then they're like, Omega Sentinel's like, "Hey, you thought you were gonna, get away or whatever." And he's like, "Well, you know, he's apologizing to Jean as the story continues, and pretty much like, you know, uh, it doesn't matter. It's over. We destroyed the mother mode. We've won. Capturing me ain't gonna mean nothing." And then the scientist's wife is like, "Capture you? Yeah, you SOB. My husband's dead. I'm not taking any prisoners today." And then she shoots Cyclops in the face. Like, it's pretty much insane, man. So yeah, hopefully you guys stuck around this long. We are 11 minutes in. Wow, 12 minutes. Yeah, let's pause this, crack this thing open. If you guys like what we're doing on this channel, man, please, say so. Like, subscribe, and all those fun things, and tell me, give me feedback. I would appreciate it. I always try to answer any questions, or communicate with you guys as much as possible, which is, yeah, if you write me, I'm pretty much gonna write you back. But anyway, let's pause this and dive into these figures. All right, so here we have the two out of package, and we didn't really look at the packages at all, but here's Wolverine, and the back, his bio, if you guys want to check that out. UPC as well. Not too sure how that's gonna help. We'll go over Cyclopses real quick. And there's that UPC. I picked mine up here locally in Las Vegas at Rogue's Toys. And they have a subscription service there, so you really don't have to go hunt for nothing or look for anything. And as soon as they get it, you get it. You get the call. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so yeah. So here we have the secondary head that came with the Wolverine. And this is Wolverine's year 100 look, right? So it's not just an extra head. It's actually a specific head for that Wolverine body. So you get his year 10 head, which he has on. And then the one with the beard is year 100. Then you get this Cyclops head, which we've seen before, right? And yeah, I don't know what's going on with this head and why it has so much chipping. It annoys the hell out of me. But once you put the blast effect in, it's not really all that noticeable. And again, it's the same thing that we got with the what was that, the X-Force Cyclops that came in the vintage wave. So yeah, man, pretty dope, man. These are actually really awesome figures. Cyclops did come with the left arm, right? And that's just gonna plug right in like so. And yeah, man, really dope Build-A-Figure. Very unexpected, but welcomed. Like, it's easy to say, like, oh, we could have got this and that, and I say that a lot, but it's not bad. Like, you know, at what point would we have ever gotten a Tri-Sentinel like that? You know what I mean? So pretty standard figures. Um, really dope characters, man. And if you guys are into this, into the House of X, Powers of X storyline, you know, that goes into Dawn of X, you know, it's pretty awesome, man. And these figures, man, they're pretty good, man. You know, and you know, it's not like we haven't seen these before, you know, and even with the Wolverine, you know, my biggest complaint about Cyclops is butterfly joints, and that's most of my complaints on most of my figures. Because other than that, man, I'm pretty happy, you know, with just about anything, even obscure characters. And there's Wolverine, man. These are really good looking Wolverine figure, man. And you can see like the seams on his on the head sculpt there, right? And it's really accurate to the comic book. You know, if they were to go back and give us, you know, accurate comic book form figures, man, that would be so damn dope. But then, you know, we'll get a lot of repeats of characters that we already have that we're pretty much happy with, you know, and that would be a shame. But at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't mind it at all. And there's that year 100 look for Wolverine there. And then and this is what I'm saying, like about this figure where people are complaining like, oh, it's just another Wolverine figure. And you know, that is true. However, you know, once you go into the new Wolverine uh story, guess what? He's got the same damn uniform on right in the beginning. And if you guys aren't familiar with this storyline, man, it is awesome. Like, we're not going to talk about this, but then you see Marvel Girl, Jean Grey at the top. And man, this story is actually really good. And just flipping through the pages, you can see that this is pretty much Wolverine's look now, right? Although, you know, some of the artists draw him a little different, and this is what I mean about his his mask, right? Where you can see here clearly, if I can get that glare out the way, where he has the three lines going through the top of his head, and that's the way this figure is done. If you can see that, there's one, there's two, and there's the third one. So it's very, very comic book accurate. And man, these are welcomed additions to the collection. Man, I hope you guys enjoy this. From here, man, like we can do a lot. We can compare many of the Cyclops that we have and many of the Wolverines that we have. But you guys are going to see that in other people's videos. You know, we know already that brown suit is pretty much the Uncanny with a few tweaks here and there, right? With the claws a little different, better paint, not even paint, better plastic mold on these gray ones rather than these pretty much pearl looking ones. You know, and the Cyclops, it's pretty much the same Cyclops we've been getting the whole time, right? You know, except for what, maybe the belt. Yeah, that belt looks a little different. Yeah. So that belt's different than you know, some of the Cyclops we got in the past. Let me see, where's that yeah, it's pretty much different. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Actually, it's not gonna do it. It's not. So another reason I was saying we should hop on this Wolverine figure is we were teased a sword with Excalibur, and I talked about that. And my guess is they're gonna go into X of Swords, and Wolverine plays a huge part in X of Swords. And I wished we had a gripping brown hand so we can, you know, give him his katana, his the Miramasa blade. And yeah, I was trying to look for it right now, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this here, man. But yeah, two dope figures. I can't say that they're much needed for you, but man, I was really looking forward to these figures, and more so than anything, the Wolverine is the one that's like was like, oh yeah, I gotta get this, man. Especially after reading the story, going into the new Wolverine comic book series, man, and forget about it. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and as always, take care.